And just like that, baby, we are officially live on that Let's Count Paper podcast. And we back, man, for another first, AJ.
Yes, sir.
It's been a week full of firsts. First time we got an official manager here. Cleanface, I appreciate you stepping by.
Blessings.
How you doing, man? Great to meet you.
Blessings.
Sure.
Now, before we get started, let's just kind of let the people know who you are, where you from, and what it is that you do, brother.
All right, I'm Cleanface. They call me Triple OG now, from Miami, Carol City. I don't know about this new name, Miami Gardens, but I'm from Carol City.
Okay.
You know, the mud that created the movement down there, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a fact.
I said it in a humble way, too.
So now, I know you don't just manage artists. You do a lot of things out here. Would you consider yourself an entrepreneur? What's your title, dog?
Yeah, I would consider myself an entrepreneur. Doors got closed on me because I ended up getting incarcerated young and I always had to find my way, you know. And it was a way that had to be created from nothing.
Wow. And now, so we haven't had too many people that are open up about that, incarceration, prison time. But I don't think it's always a detriment. I think you can help yourself in it. So during the time that you had, did you learn? Did you improve yourself? And can you speak on that?
Well, what I learned, because it took me 3 times, and the reason why I said it took me 3 times, sometimes you get incarcerated, you use that time to think of how I could do it better. The same thing that got me in, how I could do it better when I get out. You know, my better was I went to prison the first time selling drugs for somebody. My better was if I do it, I'm going to do it for myself.
For yourself,
Right.
Yeah.
So then I got incarcerated and someone told on me. So when that time came, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy it myself. I'm going to cook it myself. I'm going to sell it myself. I ain't going to have people in my game plan. And that ended up causing me to have too many hats in the wrong world. And I got caught again. So the third time I said, you know what? Let me try just using the same brain and come up with something and just trust God.
Yep.
So, you know, that's how
Same
I got
formula,
off that
different
page.
field.
Right.
I like that. And so now, do you accredit the street life, knowing what you know from there to now in business, entrepreneurship? Does that help you there?
Well, I say it does have a lot to play with it, the good and the bad. And in business, having a clean face in the streets is very important because if your face dirty, you may not even live long.
That's right.
So the name Cleanface came from me always doing business right. If I owe you 100 and I made 100, I'm giving you 100. I'm not going to hold back on you.
Wow.
When you trusted in me in some form or fashion that it puts me in position to owe you. Then also you learn what not to do by looking at what other people's do. And that's customer service.
Yep.
So the things that I seen what not to do in the streets, I would still apply that to business, but in the form of customer service, being nice to people. When they say the customer always win, it seems like it's in reverse.
Right.
But I do believe the customer always right, because that means you have to exert a certain behavior, a certain character that stands for the brand. But most people go to work, it's about them and not the person who actually put them in position.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a big truth there. So now, strictly managing, you know, a lot of people claim to be a manager. I've been an artist. I was a podcast, so it's like people want to be my manager, just want to jump on. To you, what does it mean to be a manager?
Understanding that hat can change by the minute. You can't limit your job description. As a manager, sometimes you that artist confidant. When they start writing tell-alls about the experience with the artist thought you was a confidant. You also are a person that can help them make wise decisions, especially coming up in the game. You want to give them a lot of the things that when they think that it's all about music, you also got to show them it's a process to get the music out and what your job is to get the music out. Most artists would love to just do the music, give it to a team and sit back, hit the stage and go back in their cubby hole, go write music. But they understand that they are part of the process of success.
That's right.
The hat, sometimes you might have to carry a bag. You definitely going to be first to get up and last to go to sleep. And you have to make it your responsibility to make sure everybody get home safe every night, knowing what you're dealing with. We're in a jungle out here. Don't never get it twisted. So you got to always have your head in the right place. You're not there to party. You're there to work. So I think the manager's job is so much. I mean, finding them financial literacy people to help them educate them on finances. This whole thing about getting high, it's okay to get high. And let me say it in a way you understand it, but don't hurt yourself. Don't abuse whatever it is that gives you this euphoria that helps you cope. So you need somebody in your ear to be a balance, I would say. And a manager got so many roles, man.
Now, I'm a fault, AJ. As a manager, you can credit whoever you want, brother. You told me a lot of lists, a lot of big names, a lot of artists. When they rise, when they have a lot of success, do you have to change as a manager, or is it already set in stone? You're with Cleanface, regardless, up, down, we hitting the same. Does it change when they start getting success?
Yeah, I learned how to, because I've been doing it a long time, but for artists, for other up and coming managers, you must be able to rise to the occasion. That you could be managing your partner, but you just got off the milk crate.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody should study their craft. Go study other managers. Go read the books. Go learn the business. Your artist shouldn't be asking you what publishing is. Your artist shouldn't be asking you what a point is, and you don't have those answers. You can't be no type of title if you don't really study what you in. How could somebody say they're a chef? They don't know what flour is. They don't know what self-rising flour. You don't know what cornstarch is. Everything you got to study it. And I watch how people try to use this business as a on-the-job training only. That's a major part of it. But you got to go get to the books, man. I heard a quote says that every reader is not a leader, but every leader is a reader.
That's right.
So you can't go without studying them books, man.
Yeah, no way. You can't.
So the question I want to ask is, how did you get into management? Did it kind of just fall into your lap, or is something you always wanted to do?
All right. So it first of all started with me. I was part of a rap group with JT Money. We was the original Cash Money crew. His name was JT Money. We had an artist in the group called Gucci Man. Madball was the DJ, and I was called the LV Man because I wore a lot of fake Louis Vuitton in high school. So what ended up happening was they used to write my rhymes before every show, and I used to memorize them and come out. So after 2 shows, I said, man, I'm going to fall back because this ain't cool. I'd rather just do the business and start booking us shows. So I started trying to figure out how to get us out as a group. And that was like my first peel of understanding that there is a back end side of the music business. It's not just what I hear on radio. And JT Money was like my best friend growing up. We used to run away with each other. And he lost his rap book. And I really wanted to see JT make it. So we just kept going to Luke Skywalker skating ring until he gave JT Money a chance.
Nice.
That was just me wanting to see my partner win.
Right.
Didn't know that I was moving into management. And then when I started trying to put investments in it, it became a lot of money. So I ended up selling drugs and ended up getting caught selling drugs. And I realized that if God blessed me with another chance, I'm going to figure out how to do it without drug money.
Wow. Come on now. And I want to ask, you've managed a lot of artists. You've been in the game a long time. This Triple OG right here. Can you tell me one trait that's the best trait to have in an artist to be successful?
One that knows how to be grateful of the word appreciative. They like twins to me. If you ever work with an artist that's grateful and appreciative for what has happened, meaning God blessing them with the gift, number one, thanking the fans all the time, thanking his team all the time, Grateful and appreciative artists, they just different.
Right.
Because when selfishness come out and greed come out, it's like, oh, I thought he was going to be different.
Yeah.
But grateful and appreciative is the greatest trait, because that person studies the game. He want to be great. He don't want to mess over nobody. It has a different heart, and that different heart of being grateful and appreciative, it gauges him different in his decision making.
Yeah. And you could tell, bros. And we asked him yesterday. I had our first question. I want to ask a manager. You've seen a lot. Some guys are in the street and they want to get to the rap game. Some guys are in the rap game and want to act like they're in the street. Is it possible to balance two of them, or if you want to make it, you got to pick one?
I would say this, that some people just don't know how to write music without the environment.
Right.
You know, all of us are different products of different environments. So I think trying to stay in the environment and not also focusing on the art of songwriting.
Yeah.
It comes easy to talk about what you see.
Exactly.
It's really a challenge to an artist if you decide, let me write something I never seen.
Right.
That the world can love too. So that's why they do what's comfortable and stay in the streets. But I would say that you have to pick getting out of the streets so that you can enjoy what you work hard for.
Right.
You know, so that's what I believe. You ought to pick getting out.
And I mean, as a fan, I think the best artists are able to, because once you get success, you shouldn't be in the streets no more. You should be out of here, elevating. But the good ones are able to mentally go back to that struggle, go back to prison, go back to the hood, wherever they were, to then make the content. You know, so those are the best ones, in my opinion. Tupac, Drake, those are actors. They're able to get into a role and perfect. T.I., right. But have you ever had artists that are too real and you had to kind of pull them to the side? What do you do when they're too real?
I would say that the ones that are too real are going to remember the game I gave them when the cuffs come.
That's right.
Because being too real, you're blessed if cuffs come and not the graveyard.
Yep.
So the ones that are too real, they remember when Unc said, man, I'd rather for you to bless your partners who are in the streets. You just got $1 million.
Yep.
Boy, go get that boy 20 bands worth of green or 20 bands worth of white. See what he do with it.
Right.
And let's get on about our business. But you can't stick around in it.
Yeah.
Or, bro, you can't bring that to this side of the business, but you can still show your partners love. You can show them that they can make it. You can have that attitude that, look what I did. You cannot look what I did and I still want to do what you're doing.
Right.
You got a way more power of influence that you just sitting on.
Yep.
So they remember Unc said this. Bobby Smurda remembers Unc said, you know, move like this, handle the business, keep your crew. But, you know, Glock remembers. We talk at least once a week. Man, Unc, I changed. Man, Unc, I know I lost my partners, almost lost my life. I done lost my freedom. And all I can remember is you was telling me they're going to hit me with the RICO. You told me that if they can't find out who doing murders, they just going to grab the biggest name in the city and put it on them. You going to end up doing time for multiple people murders that you ain't got nothing to do with just because you got the name and you got the image and you got a bag.
And they not in no rush. They let you put the image out. Say what you're doing. We in no rush.
Right.
That's sad. So now, Unc, I want to ask you, as you know, a lot of people call him Unc, Triple OG. They look up to you. Who do you look up to? Who do you go to when you need somebody? Who's your mentor, if anybody?
I got a brother, Ted Lucas, that owns Slip and Slide.
Nice.
He's my mentor. My partner, Red, from Red Breed. He's one of the first brothers I met that understood the East Coast sound. He wasn't just a Miami mentor. I got a brother named Minister Cheney. He's my spiritual big brother, once crackhead, but now he's a mighty man of God. Brought me into the prison system. He in Jacksonville. He left me with the down south prisons. He moved to Jacksonville and doing that. So those are my real mentors outside of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. And now tonight, as y'all know, man, Vibes Lounge officially, Ball Greasy performing live. Can you talk about Ball Greasy, man? He's had a long road. He's really popping off now, especially down here down South Florida. All the ladies love Bay Day. Okay, I have my fucking suit and tie on. Can you speak about Ball Greasy, what we got coming 2023?
Well, let me tell you, I came home in 03 and I rode a bike to an unsigned hype night. That was part of my struggle, and that's where I met Ball Greasy 2003.
Wow.
Riding my bike to an unsigned hype night. And I say, bro, you're going to be a star. I had just got out of prison.
Yep.
We've been together, going to be, 20 years this
Right,
year?
that's 20 years, yeah.
That's when I came home. So probably April, May, June, I bumped into him of 2003. And we never had a major record deal. It always looked like that. And we found our way to build a community before they said build a community.
Right, yeah.
You know,
right.
without a record deal, you got to have somebody that supports you. And he found out that the ladies support him. So Bay Day would be coming out in February.
Oh.
New sound, new music. Ladies gonna be happy. And he learned how to say the things that they want to hear.
Right. Because a lot of people don't know how to, be a street dude, be a real dude, and not just want to make music for the homies.
Right,
And you know
right.
the girls want you.
Right.
You might as well give them what they want.
Right. And they back it up with real support too.
Right. Real support. You saw it at the door, bro.
Yeah. But
they-
it was lined up tonight, man.
Yeah.
And they were some good looking ladies. Okay, I'm talking business ladies. Okay, we ain't.
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you this though. Cleanface OG. Why did he cut the hair? Was it? Were you involved in it? Do you see a difference when Ball Greasy lost the locks? Talk about that.
I woke up and he say, B, because he called me B, Brother Byron, that's what he called me.
Yeah.
He called me, and it was a New Year's. Most people do something New Year. And he said, oh, yeah, I cut it.
Out of nowhere.
I was like,
Cut what?
that was like a major part of your image.
Right.
But he found a way to wear it and to look good, He a smooth, like suave, smooth type brother. And he made the transition well. And I was like, Greasy, I learned that people cut them and they know how to sew them back in if you ever want to get them back.
Right.
Nah, he said, I got it in the bag, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do
So
it.
I got a question. So we're all a big family here, How important is having a solid stand on everything team to make like the artist you're pushing work?
It's very important for love. Like when people ask me about how I was so great at helping so many artists, I said I was great at wanting to see them win.
Mm-hmm.
And then God just lined things up. But it's a true, real wanting to see them win. And God just started lining things up, and God made me look like I'm a great manager. And then I learned late to make sure that I want to see people. I want to make sure that people at my table want to see me win too. So it was actually a lot of people at the table through different phases of my life that really didn't want to see me win, that used that word brother and love wrong. So it's very important for your team to be solid. It's very important for us not to be so black and white like it's business. It's important to go have a drink with your team, share pizza with your team, go bowling with your team.
Right.
Construct some type of organization inside the team. I don't care what stage of the business it is. Make team family, because it's going to give your brain like some endorphins to come up with creative ideas to push the team forward. Where most people think it takes somebody to be a master, it really takes real love. It's the miracle of love.
Yep.
Loving everybody that's part of your team, loving what you do, loving the sacrifices, not complaining when there's an L, and know that in every L there's a lesson.
That's right.
And that's how we go forward, man. We be so grateful. So you find a positive in everything. I don't care what it is if you love somebody. But if you don't love them, you can always find something wrong.
Yeah.
It's not a man in here that had a woman that ain't wanting no more. All of a sudden he saw something wrong. Oh man, she don't cook this right. Oh man, she this right. That's how we do people too.
Oh yeah.
So just look at the good in your people and make sure that you love your people. Just generate such a love that they just want to love you back. And if they don't, that's what separates them.
That's right.
That's what separates them. They're not ready to go to the next level with you.
That's solid.
Now, if we go back to Triple OG Cleanface, March 2003, once you got out of prison, and if you were to tell him where you at right now, what you got going on, would he have believed it?
I would say that it was all or nothing. And if I had to talk to 2003 Cleanface, I would tell him, bro, we still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
It seemed like we got somewhere, but we got a lot of work to do. Now your job is not only music, your job is trying to keep youths from killing each other so fast, trying to keep families from breaking up, trying to promote marriage, trying to promote sit at the dinner table, stop grabbing the food, going in your room or going in the living room and look at the TV. What happened at dinner time? So the work has actually increased.
Right.
So every time there's a milestone completed, there's another bigger mountain to overcome. So the mountain now is the masses of hurt people, mental health, incarcerated people, homeless people, hungry people, crying about what's going on in Haiti, crying about what's going on in Ukraine. When God started giving you his heart, you see all the work and you kind of feel a lot of pain in different ways.
Yeah.
So it's so much work to do, man.
That's a fact. Now, one of the last ones I got, I know we can't keep too much of your time, OG. You got a lot to do tonight. For the other managers out there, what would you tell them on advice? Should you find one artist you truly believe in, go all in on him, or should you branch out and manage as many artists as you can?
I would say get one for starter because there's a lot to learn.
Oh.
Don't be unlearned with many different projects. That first one, if he's allowing you to learn and he's allowing to grow with you, grow at that first one. But I would always say get another one because they always only want to be the only one and they really can't take care of you.
Right.
So there's no way you could be the only one when I got big visions and big goals. You can't be the only one. I'm still searching to have 4 running at one time, but I'm thankful for what God has done.
Yeah.
You know, and also I love to see like when I had Greasy, I had Plows, I had Greasy and had Rico Love, had brought Mooski around. He was down with all of them, all on collab. Glock 9 was around, all on collab. I like seeing none of them be haters.
Right.
But you got to put them in position to show they're not haters and to show that you don't mind seeing somebody else come up.
That's a fact. Cleanface, ever in your life, have you ever been starstruck? You've mentioned a lot of big names. A lot of people watching this would have been starstruck seeing these people. Have you ever been starstruck?
I'm starstruck now. I want to hang out with Andre 3000.
Yeah.
I want to hang out.
The South got something to say.
I wish Talib Kweli.
Yes.
I love him too, man. I'd be starstruck if I saw the brother, man. I'd be like, man, what's up, man? Let me take a picture, man.
Yeah.
Can I sit down? Because I always said if I had a convertible, I want to see Andre 3000 in the passenger seat, Talib Kweli in the back. And I also like the brother, he does comedy and he raps. And he made this big video with blood and people tearing up stuff, man. What's the brother name? He's a big actor, man. And does soul music, man. Donnie Glover.
Donnie Glover, yeah, Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover, yeah.
Yeah, Donald
Childish
Glover.
Gambino.
Yeah, Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man. One of my favorites. Yeah. Those 3 guys, man, I think they're amazing, man. In their own way.
Right. And now it's the last one, brother, because I just gotta voice it, brother. This my big homie I look up to. You mentioned Miami Gardens, okay? Don't say Miami Gardens, but we from Carroll City. What's your thoughts on Rick Ross?
I love Ross, man. I was there with him from day one. I was there with him when he was hustling. I saw him in his first Chevy. I saw he had a big vision, and his mentors in his head, like his friends in his head, was Jay-Z, Puff, Tony Draper, Ted Lucas, Slip and Slide. All those was big bosses that was doing big things, and he studied all of those guys and learned how to brand, learn how to think big, and learn how to go for the big, not just the small, man.
Right.
I was there with him. I was there the night before they played Hustling. We had just prayed. You know, he had been down like 12 years trying to get in, and God blessed him with Hustling. He ain't looked back.
Yeah.
That's what I love to hear, because a lot of people will throw his name out, okay, Freeway, Correction, all this shit. But as long as your city loves you, respect.
And then, you know, I think the greatest thing about Rick Ross too is his business is so straight, bro.
Right.
Like he's a businessman first, you know,
Right.
and his business is like perfect, bro. Like it's incredible, man.
And that's a fact. Now, Cleanface, we know what you do. We've been talking about on this podcast. I appreciate you coming on Let's Count Paper platform.
Let's count paper.
We know what you do, but Triple OG, who do you do it for?
Well, first of all, God, who saved me from a 25-year sentence, South Carolina, a life sentence, Georgia, a 15-year sentence, Florida. I want to give people this testimony. That's life plus 40 years, and I maybe did 6.5 years in 3 different states that God rescued me from. In this music business, I have participated in breaking 9 artists after prison. And I haven't spent $50,000 to break 9 artists.
Oh, no.
But I had to suffer. I had to sleep in a luxury car. I had to get evicted. I had to get tested. And at my lowest point, I'm always presented with an opportunity to make $6,000 an hour.
Oh, no.
Doing what I used to do, an hour. So I got to suffer to get through what I'm getting through. So I just want everybody to understand, if you want to understand my story, I spent more than $50,000 in the game that took me to prison in like 2 years. I've been home 20 years and haven't spent $50,000 out of my pocket and participated in breaking 9 successful acts by the grace of God. Now, that's whatever you want to put your trust in. I put my trust in the peace giver because I need peace to go through all of that.
Yeah.
So that's what's more important to me. I tell people, when the last time you really had peace? Forget happiness.
Yeah.
If peace been a long time ago, you got to get closer to God, man. You don't want to be stressed out when things are stressful. You want to be able to stand up and say, oh, I know the light's out. I'll get a candle.
Mm-hmm.
I know I may not be able to buy what I want right now, but I'm going to be thankful for what I got.
I have.
You want to be on a level of peace, man. And to me, that's the greatest wealth. It is. Because there's more billionaires that are committing suicide. There's more billionaires that they're assassinating because you're too important.
Right.
And there's more millionaires who blow it all from the lottery.
Yep.
So money can't be the end all be all.
And we see third world country with little kids playing soccer with no shoes, real happy, you know, so money can't buy it. Man, AJ, you got any
Man, nah, man, I'm still kind of
starstruck a little bit,
man.
trying to process all this information.
All the game you giving, man, like, cause like a lot of people can't get that, you know, from people at your stature, you know. So I definitely appreciate you just giving us the game,
That's a fact, man. And
Man,
listen,
I
everybody out
appreciate
there, you know,
y'all, man.
anybody can get the money, anybody can buy some shit, but real is rare.
Mm-hmm.
His story, what he's telling you, it's fronted on money. It's fronted on real, okay? And real goes a long way. So I appreciate you, legend.
Definitely.
Cleanface, the Triple OG.
Appreciate it.
Listen to Let's Count Paper podcast. Any last words before we let you get out of here? Appreciate you.
Man, please follow at Cleanface_management. Not to boost me up, but God has blessed me with some things that I have said on that page. And just let it bless you and share it, man. That's it. Not to puff me up, man. I don't need nothing but prayer. That's all I need from anybody is prayer, man. And I appreciate you, your platform, your team, man. Y'all continue to be blessed, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
All love, man. Until next
Yes,
time,
sir.
it's Wado AJ. It's a Triple OG Cleanface. Let's Count Paper.
Let's count paper.